to g2, bishop takes d4, and a shocking thing occurred in this game when Magnus went for an endgame down a piece. Now, whether or not he had some sort of oversight, he's got 3 extra pawns. So it's 5-on-2, but it's bishop and knight, and Fabiano Caruana went to work in this game. What Fabi had to do was win these pawns. So what did he do? He paralyzed one of them and took it. And Magnus now left himself with that flank pawn, tried to push it. What did Fabi do? He created some weaknesses. He's just not trading anything, right? He doesn't want to trade his pawns. The only way you're going to win an endgame bishop knight versus bishop is with pawns. You're not going to beat the guy with bishop knight while they have a bishop on the board. So the craziest moment of this game easily is like right here. It's like, is Fabiano Caruana going to win this game? Magnus has this h-pawn, but he can't push it too far, because if he pushes it to h7 and the king gets in front of it, he's got no more moves. And at some point he'll have to move his king and lose his pawn. You're not going to win this because it's very safely protected. So is it a draw? Probably, yes. It's probably a bit of a mutual stalemate at this point. But a fatal error occurred on the 68th move of this game. Actually 67th, after king to g6. Now it looks like Magnus is just doing the only thing that he can do in this position, which is move his king back and forth. Apparently, in this position, after bishop g5, bishop c4, instead of knight to f3, which was played in the game by Fabiano Caruana, he could have played bishop h4. The point of bishop h4 is to very briefly defend this pawn from a little bit of a distance, okay? A little bit of a distance, and this knight goes to g1. This knight goes to the enemy corner square, and white has no moves left. Why does white have no moves? Because you are threatening to kind of come back and win this pawn at some point, forcing the king away from that pawn and to win it, or to mate the king. Like you're threatening to potentially just straight up box the king in. So if I try to trap your knight in the corner, what you do is you slide over, and now the white king runs out of squares. So this bishop will rotate, and at some point, black is gonna run out of moves, white is gonna run out of moves and have to push his pawn forward. So, for example, something like this, and you can continue to dance, and at some point I will walk my bishop in here and force you to push your pawn. What happens when you push your pawn is that you get paralyzed, and then at some point I bring the bishop right back and you're gonna lose. You're either gonna let my knight free or lose your h-pawn. And Fabiano Caruana, according to the engine, had mate in 30 after king to g6. He was completely winning after king to g6. But he had to find the idea of putting the knight on the enemy corner like this, which Garry Kasparov deemed not humanly possible. They drew this game, and they drew all 12 games of their match.